Well, hello there. My name is Craig Hane. My students call me Dr. Dell. And this is a message for the leader of a church or a religious organization because it's all about something I think you'll find very interesting for your students. I have recently written a book called Dr. Dell's, that's me, Golden Rule Math for All God's Children book. And this is for actually helping both parents and students learn how to get an optimal 21st century math education and then apply math to their life to improve their lives. Now, this book has 8 parts to it, and they're all about math education, and quite frankly, it's life transforming. But there is one part that I think will be of particular interest to you, if no other part is in this book. And in fact, it's the 8th part, and it's a chapter that is entitled Math Proves God Exists. Now, today in the world we live in, there are a lot of scientists that would say that there is no God. They're called atheists. Their religion is atheism. And to me, that's a real problem for our young people, to cause them to maybe question their beliefs. And it's so inappropriate because the facts of the matter are the most modern science that a lot of people don't know about, and you apply math to that modern science, and it actually proves that God does exist. And that is that part of this book that I think you'll find most interesting, even if you don't care about any other part of it. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this book and how you can get actually a free PDF copy of it. But first, just let me tell you, this book is for sale on Amazon for $29 or a Kindle version for $9.99. And I will encourage you to go just take a look at that book on Amazon, not to buy it, but just to look at it. And of course, if you put to read more here, the question is, why did I call it Golden Rule Math? I've been a math professor and teacher for many decades now, and I teach math to students today, given the 21st century technologies that are radically superior to 20th century technologies, in a way I would want to be taught math today by someone that knows what I know about math. Now, you can go and look inside this book, and that'll begin to give you an idea of what it's about before you bother downloading your free PDF copy of it. It's about 21st century math education for 21st century math students. And I call it for all God's children because I believe that we are all God's children, regardless of your religious faith or whatever. I think, and by the way, I think the golden rule applies to everyone. I was taught the golden rule when I was about 8 or 9 years old by a wonderful Sunday school teacher I tell about in my biography, and a lot of other things he taught me in the Nazarene Church in Greek Castle, Indiana. Now, here's a table of contents. And this is all about mathematics and how you can use math to learn math the best way possible today. It's much easier today, much more cost effective, and it can improve the life of so many people. So some of your members are going to be interested in learning about that because it improves their life tremendously. There's 8 parts to the book, and part 8 is a math and science application, I call it. First, I start with a short history of science, which is about 4 pages long, and it's very important to understand that. And then chapter 8.2 is Math Proves God Exists. And I think you'll find that very, very inspiring. As a matter of fact, I was a strong believer in God and in Jesus and all of that because of what I learned when I was really a young boy. But as I grew older and I was taking a lot of science courses, I have a Ph.D. in mathematics, for example. I took lots of science courses, begin to question all that. My goodness, because many scientists say, no, 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 no. The Bible's, it's not true. It's all nonsense. There is no God. Science is theory of evolution, all that. Well, as time went on, I learned that that is not true. And as a matter of fact, you're going to learn things about just science itself you probably don't know today. If you don't know all about Dr. William Tiller, you're going to want to read just that chapter. And then I give the proof that math proves God exists. And it is actually 2 proofs I give actually of it. There's probably many. I give 2 proofs of it. And once you've done that, that reconciles science and religion. There's no longer this schism between them. It no longer, and this is wonderful for young people to know. And I would defy any scientist to show where my proof is wrong. My proof is purely based on science and mathematics, nothing to do with any religious teaching. Obviously, it's consistent with interpretations of, say, the Bible, but it doesn't rely on that for the proof. And I think you'll find that very, very viable. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Now, what's going to happen is, if you're interested in doing it, you're going to send your people in your church to goldenrulemath.com. That's a web page, the goldenrulemath.com. And this really talks a lot about mathematics. It doesn't emphasize that math proves God exists. And you come down here and you can get your free copy of the PDF copy of the book for free. Now, if you want to, obviously, and if money's no object, you might want to go and buy it on Amazon. Some people prefer a printed copy or a Kindle copy, and you can do that. But while you're at Amazon, you can certainly read these table of contents to see just what's in the book. But the thing that I think everyone today is interested in, if nothing else, is part 8. And you don't need to read the rest of the book to read part 8. And there's only about 11 pages between the two, chapter 8.1, Short History of Science and Math Proof God Exists. And then you can go down and read my introduction to the book. It's on Amazon. And by the way, FYI, if you do want to buy a lot of these books, you don't want printed copies of them, I can actually buy them for you and get them to you for about $7 a copy. So instead, now if you're going to just buy one, $29, but if you wanted a bunch of them for your church members or whoever wanted to read the physical book, you want a physical copy of it instead of just a PDF copy, I can sell them to you. Contact me for about $7 a copy, as I recall. So this is Craig Hane. Like I said, my students call me Dr. Dell. And oh, by the way, in this book, at the back of the book, I've got my biography, and it really tells my background, and it goes all the way back, and religion and what I was involved in. And I also have a web page called craighane.com that you can go learn all about me too. On this web page, I've got my story and my vita and all of that, so you know who I am, who you're dealing with. And so this is Craig Hane. I thank you very much for watching this video, and I urge you strongly to send your members to the Golden Rule Math and get their free PDF and read it, and then we go from there. Okay, so I wish you the best, and thank you very much for what you're doing. Keep up your good work. Bye-bye.